Alright, I've been promising I was going to do a food video, so here it is. This is the different kinds of food that I usually take and carry. I mix it up. You can see obviously I don't carry all of that in one trip. I structure myself pretty well with what I need each day, and I will eventually lay this out, and I will lay out each day that we're going. So when we leave, I know that I got a full day Friday, a full day Saturday, a full day Sunday, and maybe part of a day on the last day, if it's Monday, and coming home. So I know that I need 3 meals on the first day, second day, third day, but I don't need 3 meals on the last day. So I try not to, so I arrange it as such. I need a breakfast on the last day, but I don't need it on the first day, because right before we head out, we'll probably eat somewhere. So I won't need a breakfast on the first day by doing the last day. So I sit back and I figure out what meals I need, and then I always make sure I take at least one extra full meal just in case I'm hungry. Like I said, talking earlier about traumatic events and some of the things that can really mess with you on the trail, like a cold day or one of the worst episodes, and I've seen it not just for me, but I've seen it with friends, and it's not fun to watch somebody else go through it either, is a sugar drop, or when they burnt all their calories up and their body is shutting down because they haven't eaten enough, or they're just trying to push too far and they're trying to go the fast way and not taking time to stop and eat. And one of the things I'll tell you is as much as you're going to feel like you can just push through and knock out 12, 15, 20 miles, you can't effectively do that over day in, day out if you're not putting the calories in, because you're going to burn way more calories than you would ever imagine climbing mountains, carrying a pack, forging rivers. So you need to plan ahead, knowing that you're going to burn way more calories than you do on a normal day while you're hiking. So you're better off to pack heavy on food and bring a little bit extra with you than you are to run out. And especially if you're one of these people like, I don't want to intake a lot of sugar, I'm watching what I'm eating. That's not on the trail. That is not on the trail. If you want to drink diet soda, eat gluten-free everything, and delete all your sugars from your diet on a daily basis, good for you. Do not do that when you're on trail, because you're going to find out your body actually needs that when you're pushing. You're climbing 12, 1,500, 3,000 feet in a day or in an hour, and you do that twice in a day. Your body is going to exude so many calories, you are going to be completely famished by the end of the day, to the point where you'll actually feel sick, nauseous. You'll feel your body want to shut down. You'll feel like you're going to pass out. So you're going to notice that there's no sugar-free here. Alright, probably none of this is good for you. There is a lot of protein, especially with the Peak Refuels. They are very high in protein, which is very good. That's what you want, a lot of protein. It sticks in you really good. It's going to help you maintain a higher energy for a longer period of time. But you're going to need those energy bursts also. And you'll see that when I go through this. And some of this is energy burst food, some of it's to get you going food, and some of it's to maintain you and to make you keep your belly full while you're trying to go up that mountain. So as you can see, I'm a big proponent of the Peak Refuel. It's not the only thing I eat. Actually, Mountain House makes some really good ones. Mountain House lasagna is one of my favorites. I don't have any of it here, but it's one of my favorites. The Mountain House beef stew, really good. But Peak Refuel so far, they are a couple dollars more, but they are amazing. If you watch enough reviews online on YouTube, you can see people taste testing each one of these, and they are pretty phenomenal. My favorites, the peach cobbler, amazing. I would suggest if you do peach cobbler, though, you break it into 2 different meals. One of them is just a little overwhelming, and making it, especially 2 servings, and that's the only one that I would say it is 2 servings. Same thing with the breakfast meals. If you buy a breakfast meal, other than the sausage and gravy and biscuits, I think you can eat that all in one go. But most of the breakfast meals in these pre-packaged ones, you can split them. You don't really need a whole, especially if you're going to eat it for breakfast, you don't need a whole one of them in the morning. Typically for me, at least for me, I break them into 2 meals. In the morning when I get up, first thing I do is I get a maple brown sugar oatmeal. I actually carry extra brown sugar. Like I said, you go through a lot of calories, and you're going to feel yourself really calorie deficient. So I really sugar up a lot, especially in the morning when I'm going. So maple brown sugar oatmeal, and then I use Swiss mix. And these are dehydrated marshmallows. You can actually buy these with marshmallows. You actually get the marshmallow lovers, which is my favorite. But these big marshmallows, the dehydrated ones, these are made by Sweet Tooth Fairy. They're amazing. Put them in there. I get a Swiss Miss hot chocolate marshmallows and a maple brown sugar every day. That's how I start my day. Sometimes I'll have a cereal bar also. Lucky Charms, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. There's a couple of them out there. Nature Valley granola bars. Those are also nice throughout the day. So I may eat this for breakfast. And I tell you, when we're going for breakfast, by the morning, everybody's really amped up and ready to go. It seems like they're moving so fast. It almost feels like I'm behind all the time, because I am trying to make sure I eat breakfast. I am making sure I'm drinking something and trying to get something in me that's going to get me going for the day. So I'm cooking this stuff while I'm packing my stuff up, and I seem to be pushing this stuff in me pretty quick. I'm aware that I can actually sleep in better in the morning than some people do. Some people are up real bright and early, and me personally, I can probably sleep till 7 easy. However, I like to be hiking by 7. So typically when the sun comes up, we start packing our stuff up. While I'm packing up, I'm getting this stuff heated up on my stove. I use the MSR Pocket Rocket 2 with the Toast 750 milliliter, and then the regular fuel cans. These are Bridgeford cinnamon rolls. These things are really good. These are almost like out of an MRE. You can buy these at camping stores. They make an apple turnover one also, but the cinnamon roll one, really, really good. I really like them. On a day that I don't feel like getting the stove out and cooking, or maybe I get up a little late, I can smash one of them pretty quick too. So that's what I start my day off. So I try to do a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. For lunches, I do the same thing every day. When I first started hiking, we would push through, and we were trying to eat a little bit of beef jerky and maybe some crackers or some goldfish or something at lunchtime, and then keep on going. Well, that's okay if you're doing an 8 or 10 mile day. You'll be able to do that, no problem. If you're getting up 12 to 15 miles, I suggest you stop for 45 minutes, get your stove out, get your food out. I make a ramen. I take ramen, and I take, they've got different flavors of these chicken packets. So these are the Star-Kissed chicken, and Walmart has their version chicken. That's a lemon pepper. They make it in all kinds of hickory smoked. They make them in a bunch of different flavors. Pulled pork, sloppy Joe. They make different flavors. I'll mix one of these in a ramen. Different kinds of ramen. I have curry ramen, chili ramen, regular ramen. And how I cook them, and I don't cook anything in my pot. My pot only ever gets water in. I lied. I only put water in my pot except for my Swiss mix. So in the morning, I make my Swiss mix. After I get my oatmeal soaking, heat it up, make my oatmeal. It's in the bag cooking. I make my Swiss mix right in the cup. It doesn't let a lot of residue. Little swish with a little bit of water. You dump it out, and the pot's completely clean. That's the only thing I put in my pot that is not water. Everything else is just water in my pot. And how I do that is I use Ziploc freezer bags. So these Ziploc freezer bags are what I cook in. And I'm going to tell you, I've tried using, like to feel my spot. I've tried using the Walmart brand or the off-brand freezer bag. They will leak. The heat will kill them. So I stick with the Ziploc only freezer bag, quart size and gallon size, depending on what I'm making. If I'm making a bigger meal and I want to put it in a bag, I put it in a gallon bag. If I'm making my oatmeal, it only takes this. Ramen, this bag is plenty big enough to put a ramen in, and the water for the ramen, seal it up. This is actually a koozie I made out of Reflectech. You open it up, I take it, seal it up, put it in there, close that up. I set that aside. While that's rehydrating, and cooking, I go about doing whatever I'm doing. At lunchtime, I'm putting together my Helinox Chair Zero. I set it up. I literally make sure that I'm off my feet, pack is off, and I am relaxing. Sometimes I take my shoes off even, depending on how hot the day is. I put my Crocs on. Those breaks are a big deal when you're hiking longer miles. You need those breaks. It's very, very important. So you don't need this. You don't need this at all. You can actually just take this, seal it up, put it. You can sit it in, just sit it on the ground, sit it somewhere. It's going to reconstitute, and without that just keeps it a little hotter. You can also take it. I wear a puffy. I keep a puffy in my. You can actually just insulate it with your puffy if you want, or something like that. Just make sure you seal it up good. So, and this is the curry ramen I was talking about. The only thing I would urge you to do is make sure if you're going big miles, you take time to eat. Don't drop your calories for no reason. So, like I said, I'm a ramen chicken guy for lunch. That's what I prefer. Some people eat. Some people take the peak refuels or the mountain houses and they split them into multiple days. One of the guys I hike with, his nickname's Chef Boyardee. He dehydrates his own meals. It's next level, and it's very good. Like, he does an awesome job. He's got an entire cookbook selection, and he does a lot of his own. He's got a massive dehydrator, dehydrates everything. I've gotten meals off of him, very good. He makes a beef barley, very good. That is way cheaper than doing it this way. This is very expensive. I'm not gonna even BS you. Each one of them meals are anywhere between $13 and $15. The cheapest ones are the Mountain House, and they're still over $10 now. So that's not the cheapest way to go. Ramen obviously is cheap. You know, this stuff, not bad at all, cheap. These are like $1.50. I guess now, inflation, $1.50. But you can put these all together. The lunch and breakfast pretty cheaply. The dinners themselves are pretty expensive. I heat my food. So Chef Boyardee, he does a lot of cold soaking. That's a whole another thing. Look it up, YouTube videos everywhere. If you want to learn how to cold soak, dehydrate, amazing. Like, more power to him. It's cool to watch. I enjoy it, but I don't have the time. So, or I do. I just prefer not to use it for that. So, lunchtime I do the ramen. Breakfast, ramen, lunch. Dinner I eat a peak refuel, and I eat one of those meals every night. Sometimes we hike in, we carry up grill parts, and we'll first night we make grill burgers or we make grill steaks. Depending on where you're at, the hike we're doing this weekend, you can't have fire, so we're not going to be doing that. That's the first time in a long time. Matter of fact, that may be the first time ever, as a group, we didn't grill something on our first night. But they make these really small portable grill pieces. We actually tear them apart and split them between us, and the grill itself doesn't weigh much when you split it between 3, 4. You got like 7 people going. We could carry a whole cast iron grill if we wanted to. Throw the Weber in the pack if that many people. But there's no fire supposed to be up there, so we're going to be using mostly dehydrated stuff this time. So I'll be sticking with my peak refuels and the mountain houses for dinner. So between breakfast and dinner, or breakfast and lunch, I always make sure I have at least one gummy, and these things are literally they may be pure sugar. This thing has 27 grams of sugar in it. There is sodium in them. There's salt in them also. Potassium and vitamin C. These things are like the ultimate pickup. I'm not even gonna exaggerate. When you take one of these, they also make a stuff thing called goo packs. I quit carrying them just because they're kind of messy. They're almost like icing. You squeeze them out and you just suck them down. They're called goo pack. They're very good also. Literally, when you eat these, you can feel your energy level just spike, and it's pretty amazing. You got a big hill coming, or you just feel yourself starting to run down a little bit. I keep one of these right in my side pouch, and I smash one of these real quick. Boom, my energy level goes right up. Something else I carry around is Snickers bars, Twix bars, these little mini bars, they're really good. You're surprised how well they actually do. They're sitting in the sun right now and they're still not getting soft. As long as it's not like 80 degrees, you're all good. Like if it gets like 90, 100 degrees, I bet they mush up pretty good. But for the average day, they do pretty well most of the time. Things with salt in them, like crackers, saltine or Ritz crackers. I love Ritz crackers. I actually got the Ritz crackers. I'll put these Sloppy Joe on that Ritz cracker. I'll have them as a snack maybe at lunch. But between lunches, I like to have like something I can just grab and eat while I'm walking. So cookies, the stingers, some crackers, maybe some jerky. Jerky helps because it's got a little bit of salt in it and protein. Anything that you can eat while you're walking. Goldfish, stuff like that where you can just eat it while you're walking. It's very nice to have, keep that energy level up as you're going. Cookies, these things here, my brother-in-law, he got me sold on these things. I was energy low one time and he gave me, I swear he had a whole box of these in his pack. I wouldn't recommend that. That is pretty heavy. Yeah, that's a lot of weight. But these things are pretty good and high in sugar and they got 12 grams of sugar in them. So good bit of go juice in them. Usually make sure I throw some of them in. You can eat them while you're walking. They don't make a mess. You can eat them with your hands, not have a problem. Stuff like that is really nice to have while you're going, just to maintain that energy level. Usually what you try to figure is at least a pound and a half a day for food. So I've heard people even say up to 2 pounds a day. And if you're really burning a lot of calories, a lot of climbing, you're probably going to be close to 2 pounds a day. So if you're going for 4 days, you want to have about between 7 and 8 pounds of food. So that's a good gauge of how much with your food, snacks, all this stuff. 7 to 8 pounds, about 2 pounds a day, pound and a half. If you get down to where you're only at about a pound, you probably don't have. I'll tell you, if you're at a pound of food per day, you don't have enough. There's a good chance you don't have enough. So shoot for at least a pound and a half, and if you get up to 2 pounds, you may have some extra, but you won't be hungry. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing about the food. Like I said, make sure you're packing as much cooking utensil ware as you have food. So if I got 4 packs of ramen because I'm hiking for 4 days and I'm planning on having 4 ramens, I need to have 4 baggies just for my ramen. And sometimes you can just put the ramen, the chicken in the bag, your seasoned packet in here. You can actually get rid of those packets and put them in here right off the bat if you want to lose a little bit of weight, and you know that that's a meal. Boom, there's one meal ready to go. Same thing with the oatmeal. You can take the oatmeal, put it in the bag. Maybe it's an oatmeal. I got oatmeal, marshmallows, and I want my Swiss Miss in the morning. I can put all that in one little bag. I can actually pre-package each day. I just know I grab that bag, that's my breakfast. I grab one of them bags, that's my lunch. I grab one of my meals, that's my dinner. And then I usually keep my snacks, most of them in my food bag. And you saw my food bag if you watched my gear bag earlier. I have a Hilltop Packs custom bag that I keep my food in. I'll keep most of my snacks in there, and every night I'll refill my brain. I'll throw a bunch of snacks in my brain for the next day. And then my goal is to eat them up by the next day. The more you eat, the less your pack weighs. The more you drink, the less your pack weighs. It promotes you drinking, eating. So as you're thinking, man, this pack's a little, I'd like to get this pack weight down, well, how about you eat something? Hey, chug some water, camel up, bring that weight down. Good for your body, lightens your pack. But that's your goal overall. When you get your pack on the last day is way lighter than the pack on the first day, and that's because you hopefully have eaten enough throughout the trip. All right, thanks everybody. I'm probably not going to do a video on what my packs look like, my meals look like laid out. If I do, I'll add it. I may just take a picture of it. Maybe I'll attach it somehow, or send it out, or I'll have it if somebody asks for it. I'll have a picture of what my meals look like laid out. I usually do lay that out and let people see it, but that's how I do mine, and that way I don't miss anything. And as you can see, my hiking partner had to be in the video at least at some point. about a quarter, girl. Thanks for watching.